Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from sharEvery and India. Today we gathered in advanced session professional meeting 623. It's not an easy task or easy job for conducting these many sessions. This is possible only on sharEvery. Though it is non-profit organization through online, with the dedication and compassion and support of the speakers like you, we are able to conduct these many sessions without any interruption. So warm welcome to all the speakers and the audience for 623 session for inspiring talk. Lead with heart, decide with mind. According to John C. Maxwell, a leader should know this truth. When you treat as a leader, they don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. He is the great leader. So we should care with mind and heart. Being as a leader, how we should care with mind and heart, we are going to listen from four speakers from all four corners of the message. Hearty welcome to all four speakers. This is the time to share your opinion one by one on these four areas under the main theme lead with heart, decide with mind. I would like to request Coach Armugam sir for the first message on the concept compassion with clarity. Please join your hands to welcome. It's your turn. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Coach. Good evening, everyone. Warm greetings from Coach Arumugham, South India. Really, it gives me immense pleasure to be with you on this special occasion of Deepavali. I extend my heartfelt greetings to one and all on the auspicious occasion of Deepavali, a festival filled with energy and enthusiasm. I am very much thankful to the CEO and founder of sharEvery Global Foundation, Coach Rambabu sir. So today's topic being lead with heart, decide with mind. And particularly, my topic is compassion with clarity. When I just went through a book written by Swami Vivekananda himself, he has quoted, there is a conflict between the heart and the mind. When there is a conflict between the heart and the mind, let the mind be followed. Because when we say intellect has only one state. Intellect has only one reason. And within that, intellect works and cannot go beyond. It is the heart which takes one to the highest state, one to the highest plane, which intellect can never go. This was said by Swami Vivekananda. The primary source of conflict, who is right versus what is right. At times, what we want is we need honey lips. Why? In order to clarify the issues in a most pleasant way, for which we need honey lips. I hope you agree with me. We need a heart to feel and a brain to think. Let the heart be pure and the brain be strong. If you want to become a leader, definitely the leadership unites the emotion and reason, heart and mind, devotion and discrimination. So feel, feel for the poor, feel for the ignorant, feel for the downtrodden. How can we follow? How can we follow this? What is the meaning of compassion with clarity? So what we can say, leading with the empathy, but guided by reason. It is very clear that heart and mind working together, not against each other. We should realize why leaders need both. Do they need both? Yes, every leader needs both because compassion builds trust and loyalty. Clarity ensures fairness and focus. There is one trap, one common trap, that is a common leadership trap. What is it? If we say, if you are with too much heart, people will say that he is emotionally biased. Too much heart. When we have too much heart. When we have too much mind, people will say that he is emotionally distant. So, what we need? We need the balance. The balance is the true strength. Listen with the heart, respond with mind. How? For which we have to practice empathetic listening but rational responding. So, for which what you have to do is you have to feel first, then evaluate. The feeling, you feel first, then evaluate. When we talk about a clarity, especially clarity in purpose, before we make any decisions, be clear about that. What matters most? Values or people or outcomes? Last week, I had been to one corporate training that is on the topic emotional intelligence. Use emotional quotient to sense emotions. Use intelligent quotient to structure actions. See, earlier we used to talk about IQ, IQ, IQ. He has more IQ, she has more IQ, likewise. Whereas now, this emotional quotient comes up. Emotional intelligence becomes important. IQ is important, but more than IQ, emotional intelligence is important. Both are needed for wise leadership. What both? Emotional intelligence as well as intelligent quotient, IQ. Right. Sir, we need to have compassion, no doubt in it. Compassion is the highest quality, no doubt in it. But can we say yes for every situation, for all situation? Can we say yes? I am very sorry to say no. At times, we should say no. There is a boundary in compassion. Compassion doesn't mean saying yes to everything. There is a limit. If you want to say no, say no. It means understanding others while maintaining accountability. See, you need to have compassion, no doubt in it. You need to empathize with others, no doubt in it. But at the same time, you need to have accountability. So, it is a must that there is a boundary that we should feel it. We should not say yes in all situations. We should be very transparent. Why should we be transparent? Every leader should be very transparent. Transparency builds trust. Clear communication about why a decision is made. So, clear communication is very important. As a great leader, as a true leader, you should recognize the emotions. Not only recognizing the emotions of the people, but also regulate the reactions. See, if you want to use our fan, we use regulators. At what speed we want the fan to run? We want the fan to function. So we reduce or increase the speed of the fan, for which we use regulator. And here too, we should regulate the reactions. For example, in a company, a manager finds a person, he has some family issues, so he is not cope up with the day-to-day functions of the company. So the manager allows flexibility. He allows flexibility for a struggling employee. He knows very well that he is struggling. He has some issues at home. So why does he allow some flexibility? It shows he has compassion. It's because of compassion. At the same time, the manager sets performance goals with clear time limits, with clear timelines. That shows the clarity. See, the manager has a compassion on the one hand and a clarity on the other hand. So, what is the result? The result is that the employee has got motivation without any compromise. Need not be any compromise. So, what we need is that you have to ask question. What does my heart want to do? What does my mind say is right? You have to ask the question yourself. How can I honor both the heart and the mind? How can I honor both? This type of questions you have to ask yourself. See, do you feel that compassion is a weakness? Not at all. Compassion is not equal to weakness. True compassion is strength. Strength under control. Empathy with direction. We should follow the leadership mantra. What is that mantra? Lead with heart. Look at the title. Lead with heart to connect. Lead with heart to connect. And decide with mind to correct. That is the essence of compassion with clarity. I hope I have given my message clearly. Thank you very much. Over to you, sir.
Wonderful, Armugam sir. Your starting was fantastic. You have given the initial statement. Usually we conflict to know who is right and what is right. And the three things what you have shared at the end, if you want to prove yourself as a great leader, you should maintain a transparency and you should have clear communication and recognize the emotions, but you must regulate the reactions. And according to a saying, leadership is not just taking a charge. Leadership is feeling deeply and thinking wisely. That is the job of leadership. So you have given a fantastic short message on your concept, compassion with clarity. Thank you so much and
Thank you.
congratulations. Now I would like to request Coach Sandra Almeida from Mumbai, for sharing her opinion on the concept, the power of decisions. It's very important how we want to think, and we should have a very good clarity with compassion while taking decisions. We are going to listen from Sandra Almeida. Please join your hands to welcome. Over to you.
Thank you, Coach. The power of decisions where choice meets change. In the end, we only regret the chances which we didn't take, the choices that we didn't make, and the changes that we were too afraid to embrace. Good evening, distinguished coaches, respected leaders, and beautiful hearts gathered across the globe. Today, under this empowering theme, leading with heart and deciding with mind, I invite you to take a deep breath and think about this. Every transformation begins with one simple yet powerful act, and that is none other than a decision. I would like to start it with the first part, that is defining the power of decision. A decision is not just a choice, it is a declaration of intent. It is invisible bridge between where we are and where we want to be. When I look back, I realize my life, like yours, has been shaped not by circumstances, but by courage to decide. Some decisions were made in the moments of strength. Some decisions were made in the moments of fear, but every single one was a step toward growth, towards development. My dear friends, the part two is regarding the turning point of life. Let me take you to one more defining moment. And what's that defining moment? There was a time when I was on a crossroad, and one side I was thinking about security. On the other side, I was thinking about significance. But it was a time for me to decide, to take one decision in life. The easy decision was to stay comfortable. The powerful was to take a step forward, to teach, to serve, and to lead. And that's when I learned the most powerful decisions are rarely comfortable, but they are always consequential. We have to face the consequence. It may be positive, it may be negative. The heart mind connection. Sir has given a topic wherein there is a connection between heart and mind. So, my third part is about heart and mind connection. Through leadership, it's not just about taking decisions, it's about balancing them. And when we had to balance, we had to think with mind but serve with heart. The heart gives warmth, empathy, and compassion. The mind gives logic, structure, and clarity. When the heart decides alone, emotions overflow. And when the mind decides alone, compassion fades. So we have to make a balance. But when we unite heart and mind, clarity is born. That is what is required in life. As leaders, we must ask ourselves not just what is right for me, but what is right for all of us. We live with, we serve to. And that's why we need to lead with both, with heart and mind. The decisions should consider. When we talk about this, I will come to the fourth part, That is, decisions that shape the world. History remembers decision makers, not mere dreamers. So, we remember people like Gandhiji and Mother Teresa. Gandhiji was remembered for peace. He chose peace over power, and that was his decision. Mother Teresa chose compassion over comfort, and that was a decision. So, they didn't wait for perfect conditions. They created them because they understood decisions define destiny. My part 5 is personal reflection. I wish or I will. Every I wish in our life is waiting to become I will. And between them lies a bridge. And that bridge is a decision. So decide to begin, decide to believe, and decide to become. Your dream doesn't demand perfection, they demand permission. A permission to start, a permission to stumble, and a permission to succeed. Because when you decide to rise, the universe aligns your life with your higher. We are here for some higher purpose, to lead, to serve, to lift others. And for that, we need to take a decision in life. The power formula. Now I am giving you my own personal power formula, and that is DECIDE, decide formula. So, D stands for define what truly matters to you. Define. And E stands for evaluate the options which are available in front of you with your wisdom. E for evaluate. C for connect the decisions with your core values, your principles. I implement with confidence, not with hesitation. D. Dedicate yourself in the process, not just results. Sometimes we are only behind results. Whatever may be the results, trust your process. And last is E. Empower others with your examples. You set an example. You inspire the world. So that's how ordinary decisions change into extraordinary ones. So now, my way, the share every way. My dear friends, being in share every since last 3 4 years, I had learnt a lot. Or at share every, we believe every decision is a seed. When nurtured with participation, practice, and purpose, it blooms and it progresses. So every coach here is a proof that one decision to learn, to grow, and to serve can transform hundreds of lives. And let's continue to lead with minds that analyze and heart with empathize. So minds that analyze and heart that emphasize, because every wise decision is both a strategy to success and a statement of the soul. So, my dear friends, while I conclude, I want to tell you one thing, that between stimulus and response lies our great power, and the power is to choose, says Viktor Frank. So, friends, every sunrise gives us two gifts: a chance to breathe a new day, to write your story, and second is a choice to begin again. And choice lies with you. And that's why say we say ABCD of life: a, beginning, and death. Between a beginning and death, there is a C. C is choice. So decide boldly, decide bravely, and decide beautifully. Because when you harness the power of decisions, you don't just change your life, you change the world around you. Thank you for listening to me, both with your heart and with your mind. My dear friends, this is Coach Sandra reminding you a decision made with clarity and compassion is the first heartbeat of transformation. And that transformation begins with me and you. Thank you, and over to you, Coach.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing, Sandra ma'am. As you mentioned, the beginning statement, transformation begins with a simple act. That act would be always taking powerful decisions. And also, you mentioned when you decide something to do something, that's not just your decision, that means you declare you're going to do that. A decision is declaration. At the end, your acronym is also so powerful. And your two examples or instances of Mahatma Gandhi and Mother Teresa, those two are well apt to the content or the sub theme. And Mahatma Gandhi took a decision for peace over power. And
Mm.
Teresa, she took a decision, compassion over her comfort. It's the best example you have given. Thank you so much and congratulations for your powerful and sweet message for today and just before Diwali. Now this is the time to invite Coach Gajendra Jadal sir for another wonderful sub theme, that is inspiring through authenticity. If you
Mm.
want to inspire for someone else, what kind of authentication you should have in your life. And we listened to messages from Armugam sir and Sandra ma'am. Both they declared one thing: we should have a balance between IQ and EQ by Armugam sir, and we should have a balance not just IQ and EQ between heart and mind by Sandra Almeida ma'am. In what way we should have a balance by inspiring with authentication? So we are going to listen by Coach Gajendra Jadal sir from Mumbai, and please join hands and welcome Gajendra sir. And over to you, Coach Gajendra sir. It's your turn to share your message. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. I Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whichever the part you are from. It's my honor and privilege to have such a great opportunity. It gives me immense pleasure to talk over today's topic. It's a really nice topic given by respected Rambabu sir, and I'm very grateful to you, sir. Let's go through the topic. So let's talk about what does inspiring through the authenticity means. Motivating and influencing others by being true to yourself, by showing your real thoughts, emotions, and values instead of pretending to be someone else. Authenticity builds trust, respect, and emotional connection with which are powerful resources of the inspiration. As we know, the fake motivation may impress people for a moment, not for the long time. But authenticity touches the heart. It influences people on a deeper level because it's connect to truth and value. Yes. A very wonderful example which I would like to put forth of Mahatma Gandhi. One day, a woman came along with her little boy to Mahatma Gandhi, and he just requested to Mahatma Gandhi, Gandhiji, my son, it's too much sugar, and just make my son understand it is harmful, it is not good for the health to eat more sugar. So what Mahatma Gandhi replied to that woman, say, I will definitely tell you, I will definitely make him understand, but it will take 15 days. And you come to me after 15 days. That woman astonished. Even Gandhiji has to tell my son within 2 3 sentences. But why Gandhiji told me for the long time to come back to me? As after 15 days, the same man come along with his son, and obviously she asked to Gandhiji, Gandhiji, I came back. As you said that after 15 days you come, so I came. So that day, Gandhiji told to that little boy, Beta, please give up this eating sugar. It is not good. It is very harmful to the body. Again, that woman astonished. Gandhiji could have told this before 15 days. Why Gandhiji took such a long time? Then she, obviously by curiosity, she asked, Gandhiji, actually you would have told this before 15 days. But before, just for the few words, you call me after 15 days. Then Gandhiji replied to that man, see, I am also having the same habit to eat sugar more. If I couldn't give up myself, so how can I tell to others to sacrifice this habit? So if I implement this, then I could tell to the others. It is a real and authentic inspiration, because Gandhiji easily could have told to that boy, but if I am having the same habit to eat sugar, so it will take 15 days to give up this habit. And that's the reason I called you after 15 days. Yes, so this is a really authenticity in inspiration or in behavior. And the second example, which I would like to tell you about Mother Teresa. Mother Teresa, as we know, she is a worldwide famous. She is a mother of world, and she saw up and protests of the poor and selflessly, without seeking the any fame. She has no any intention to show off herself. Her genuine compassion inspired the millions of globally to the humanities work. Her authentic action of selfless love inspire the people all over the world to serve the humanity. As we know that Mother Teresa actually left her home at the age of 18 and she became a nun. She started to work for the social as a social reformer, and she came in India. She visited various places in India, and she saw how people living in a pathetic situation, how people are living under the below the poverty line, how people are sick by leprosy, her heart melt by compassion, by generosity. And she decided, now I will serve these people. So she started her work. Even she suffered a lot by the society, but she never replied to anyone else because she is known as a very peaceful lady. So one another incident I would like to mention over here. When she saw leprosy patient, she always used to serve them. So, and she used to collect the money for giving a proper treatment to the leprosy. So one day she went to the merchants, a very big, you can say, a businessman in that city, and she offered her hand, please give some money. So in terms of serving the leprosy patient, merchants or the businessman was a very rude person, very arrogant person. So he spit over on the hands of the Mother Teresa. But she never lose her temper. She never lost her temper. Again, she offer a second one hand to that businessman. Please give me some money so that I can serve these people. I can give them proper treatment to get rid of from the leprosy. So Really, that businessman came to know how peaceful this lady. Even I spied on the one hand by chewing the pan. She will never reply. So he felt, no, this is really not good. So she touched her feet and he gave money to Mother Teresa for the leprosy student. This is a really inspiring of the authenticity because she never show off herself. She never care about the what people will tell me. She just taken decision to serve the poor people and the leprosy patients. Really, a great lady, lady of compassion, is a lady of love, is a lady of generosity. So this is all about myself, sir. Thank you for giving me such a great opportunity.
Gajendra sir, one more wonderful piece of information and message you have been added along with Arumugam sir and Sandra Almeida ma'am. If you want to inspire or motivate, that shouldn't be a fake, like a political leaders, what they do, a fake motivations to the people. We usually see and experience through the political leaders, they give a lot of fake motivations. People motivate and they lose the motivation and everything after the win. And also, whatever examples you have taken, like Sandra ma'am and Armugam sir, here also you made balance with your message. We should have balance between two. Number one is purity and patience, which was shown pureness by Mahatma Gandhi by showing himself as an exemplary, and how Mother Teresa shown her patience when she faced the incident between Teresa and merchant by showing her great patience. If you want to prove a great leader, you should have balance between these two, pure and patience. Thank you so much for sharing a beautiful message under the concept lead with heart, decide with mind. We have a compassion with clarity, and we know how to take powerful decisions. We have purity and patience. Learned with these great leaders, Gandhiji and Teresa. But with all these three components or ingredients, our last and final job is to build human communities. How we can build human communities? By showing these three exemplary activities. We're going to listen by Coach Tiara Crawford from the US. Please join your hands to welcome Coach Tiara for 10 more final minutes. Over to you, Coach Tiara, ma'am. It's your turn.
Wow, thank you so much for having me to be a part of this. This is such a phenomenal topic. And I'm ending this with how can we actually build the human-centered communities? So I wanted to dive into the actual topic itself first because it struck me. Lead with heart, decide with mind. Lead with heart, decide with mind. And how powerful is that? So that opened up an array of information that I wanted to share with you before I go into how we can build these communities. Leading with the heart, deciding with the mind is a leadership philosophy that advocates for balancing empathy and passion, which is our heart, and logic, which is our mind, and strategy for better decision making. And the decision making is what creates the balance. And I've heard so many of my brothers and sisters on this platform talk about balance and how important that is to establishing trust. So the balanced approach that's used to lead the heart, that balance creates that trust and it keeps us happy. It keeps us flowing. So what I found interesting about the heart is that the heart does not have the components to manifest as thinking, but it does show strong changes to emotion. So that means the heart can't feel. And I thought that was totally backwards from what I've learned, right? You feel with your heart, you think with your mind. But the heart itself, as an organ, it doesn't feel. So where are we in this, right? So the brain itself, which we think is the mind, it allows us to think and feel and act using many systems of the neurons that work together. So the brain or the mind actually creates the emotions and thoughts. So I'm thinking, then what do we need the heart for if the mind is doing everything, right? And so that brought me to some powerful quotes and sayings I want to share with you with leading with the heart. So when it comes to the heart, it's all about the focus on empathy. And we heard today passion, intuition, and connection. But I would also like to introduce one more word that we all are familiar with, which is discernment. And then the mind, deciding with the mind, that focuses again on the logic, data, strategy, foresight. And I came across this awesome saying: if you follow your heart, take your brain with you. And I thought that was hilarious. That was by Alfred Adler. And again, when I'm thinking, why does the heart need to be included if the brain is where we carry our emotions and our feelings? And then I came across this awesome quote by Nelson Mandela: a good heart and a good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. So it really comes as if these are a twofold, that double-edged sword. You better have one and include the other. And it's not just one over the other. And so now I want to talk about this community building process, because now we understand the brain, its function, the heart, its function, and what they can do and they can't can do, but how they have to work together to have the most potency and create this balance that we're looking for. And so, how do we create these human centered communities? And for me, it's not just what we think about the workplace. We're going into our homes. For those of us who have partners, our relationships, our marriages, also the workplace, our churches, our centers like sharEvery right now, where we're actually functioning in an actual human centered approach. And so, what that is, that human-centered community, what is that? That's putting the genuine connection first. We prioritize relationships by understanding the collective success is rooted in trust and collaboration. There's that word trust again, right? Trust, right? We have to literally bond and connect to this idea of trusting in order for us to actually function. And so trust is not just one of those feelings, I don't trust this person, so I just don't want to do it. It's so critical to have that trust in order to have that collaboration. It's a dialogue varying the lines of communication, where human-centered approach is about harboring a healthcare community to help individuals better understand their bodies and how to manage it, their minds and how to manage it, their hearts and how to manage it. So this is a really big deal here. And so I want to just break down in how can we do this community building in our homes. And we'll start there. To understand and research what a community is, it empathize and research, conducts interviews, surveys, observations to deeply understand the experiences, the needs, and values of its community members. It analyzes behavior and it collaborates with the members inside this community. And so remember when I said we think about this, mostly on our workplaces, but how do we take that definition and insert it into our home? So if we wanted to build a heart-centered community in our homes, I'm sorry, not a heart-centered, but a human-centered community in our home, we would focus on the physical environment and prioritize the well-being, accessibility, and nature, while also cultivating social connections through communications. This means like shared activities, mutual support, and also individualizations as well. So if I have my son, I can't talk to my son like I would my daughter. And those are two different energies, two different identities. I also live with my brother, who's also a paralyzed veteran. So I can't utilize his space in his room the same way I would my eldest son or my husband. We all have to respect their individual lives and experiences and treat them all as equals at the same time. And so, how do you do that in your marriage? All right, well, you would involve cultivating deep connections within the relationship itself by surrounding the marriage with supportive and social networks. You would introduce the people to its core and external community. Provide accountability. I heard someone else say that. Encouragement, resources to help each other and the marriage thrive. And even with your siblings, with my two little ones, my three children as a total, the other four I inherited. Practice active listening, celebrate their differences, and let go of resentments. And also, you can create shared experiences. And so, you consider their therapy and meditation. You equip the children with the skills, and you do this with the teenagers as well as the adults. And you avoid comparison and favoritism. And you guys, everything that I'm mentioning right now is exactly what we do with sharEvery Foundation. You give us ideas and platforms to talk about subjects to really dive into. And then you give us the platform and the space to think about it and reflect over it as a community. And so right now with sharEvery Foundation, we are a heart-centered community and we are thriving and we are out there spreading light and joy and teaching each other through support and it's celebrating our individualities and our own lives. We're all over the country and we're coming here today to just do a deep think tank on what does this actually mean to be led, with the heart and to think with the mind. And so I want to say thank you guys for the ability to dive in to leadership and to be responsible for my actions and my thoughts. And I'm so proud and grateful to be a part of the sharEvery Foundation community and to lead with my heart and learn to decide with my mind better. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, Coach Tiara ma'am, for declaring sharEvery is already started to build human communities. Yes, thank you so much. As you mentioned, starting or building the human community should begin from our homes first. It's true.
Mhm.
It's true. So always we search for the community instead of starting the human community or relationships from our homes. That should begin first. And thank you so much for reminding us, as Nelson Mandela said, good heart, good head is very, very important. Another, the balancing thing you have shared, we should balance being as inspirational leader between empathy and passion. Really, we are so thankful to you for bringing from far off places this wonderful message for sharing on the occasion of Diwali in the whole country. Thank you so much and congratulations all four coaches for your inspiring messages. So to be frank, I'm so blessed and honored to listen your experiences and expertise on these four connected corners under the one label that is lead with heart, decide with mind. A common point I would like to share to all the listeners and the viewers. Whatever messages we have listened by Ormugam sir, Sandra Almeida ma'am, and Gajendra sir, at the last Coach Tiara ma'am, we have learned eight components to prove as a leader. Number one, you should make balance between your IQ and EQ. Two components. By Sandra Almeida, you should show a great connection, relationship while you're taking decisions between heart and mind. And with beautiful examples by Gajendra Jadal sir, Gandhiji and Mother Teresa, you should have two elements which helps you to prove as a great leader. Those two elements are you should have a purity in heart and patience in mind. The last but not the least, what we have listened from Coach Tiara ma'am, you should have to prove as a great leader. Those two elements are empathy and passion. So whenever we listen, definitely we can connect our heart and mind to be a successful leader in whatever field you are. Congratulations once again.